Advertising is a part of the very core of who and what we are. As long as there is choice, there will always be a motivation and an incentive to choose. Yet, here we are in the age of AI, still believing that the best way to empower choice is to trap someone in front of a screen and let their eyes melt away and their mind drift into mush. Believing that we can mechanically impose change upon an organism, arrogantly proclaiming that we can make you more money just by simply showing it to more people. $172 billion. That's what the entire digital advertising ecosystem will lose to ad fraud alone by 2028. This isn't a talk about a single company or the entire industry that has seemingly embraced a persona of blissful ignorance and industrialized malpractice. This is about a system that has evolved from true technical and creative innovation, and then was fueled and commodified faster than our own wisdom to guide it.
Quick, don't blink. Open your eyes as wide as you can.
Did you see that car? Do you feel the need to buy the car? No, because basic intrusive ads that pop up into your face don't work to convince you of anything, because there is no relational context. Yeah, I said it. Throw all the human cognitive psychology studies that you want at me. I'm just following the money. Now, what's crazy is that you already innately knew that. I didn't need to be the one to tell you. Yet, it seems we're totally fine with Ludovico techniquing ourselves. Oh joy. I'm sure that won't lead to anyone acting out in ways that we can't predict. Hell, I bet 79% of you dropped off right at that moment, because that is the same number of people who straight up instantly abandon a website as soon as they see intrusive advertising. Why do we humans do this? It's not that complicated. We don't want to endure a psychological torture and forced viewing with no escape, especially when bait and switch mechanics puts us in a corner. Death by 1,000 cuts is still death. What happens when you get put in a corner? You fight or you check out. Those are your options. 86% of all people who have ever watched an ad in the past 3 years, and before that too, have mentally chosen the checkout option as soon as they recognize an ad is about to impose itself upon them. 86%. I'm now curious about these 14% who are proactively watching ads and thinking, yes, it's an ad. I should watch this. Hit me with another one. Then you have those who choose to fight. Ad blockers are costing publishers up to $54 billion annually. That's not market preference. That's a proactive rebellion against a psychological conditioning. And what's the industry's response? We should probably show less content and more ads. But here's what's really insane. We're not just talking about people ignoring ads and paying to fight back against them. There's a little thing called an optimization gap in programmatic advertising. And what is that? It is impressions that have never had the chance to be seen by human eyes that we still get charged for. Oh, and how much is that? About 37.8%, aka that's another $21.6 billion being squandered on impressions. Yet, we just keep woefully pouring money into this broken system because of what? Legacy internet infrastructure? Or is it because we're convinced that it is where the eyeballs are at? Why is this the case? To me, this is treating culture and human psychology like predictable machines in the industrial age, when in reality, we are about to embark upon the new agricultural age, where maximizing quality growth at scale is the goal, not the quantity of results. It's time for advertising to change. So I have a solution. It's a simple and basic starting point, perhaps even a desperate one given the scale of the problem, but it's born from a different philosophy about experience design. Advertising design, at its core, is about crafting experiences that feel intuitive, beautiful, and deeply human. I believe that advertising can't be that way again, and what's seemingly worse a fate due to all of this is that many incredible creative and talented people work tirelessly to provide a quality advertising experience. It's just that nobody wants to see their work. And let me be clear, it's not that people inherently hate ads or that businesses should not integrate them. I mean, look at Netflix, HBO Max, and YouTube, the giants of content, and all of them are strategically embracing ad-supported tiers. Why? Because it turns out that many users prefer a lower or free subscription cost. And for these platforms, ads are a vital tool to combat subscription hopping, aka the customers who chase the flavor of the month and then bail as soon as they get to the finish line. The core issue isn't that ads exist, it's how they exist, how they're introduced, and how they respect or disrespect our experience. So my solution, context-aware advertising transitions, aka CATS, is one tangible step towards a better how. Now, using generative AI, the system predictively analyzes the content you're engaged with, and then, as an ad approaches, it generates a seemingly contextual bridge, a visual and auditory handshake between what you're enjoying and what's coming next. Is this revolutionary? No. Is it already being done almost everywhere and even on the platforms I just mentioned? Yes. And yet, they still don't do it for their money-making experiences. So why does CATS work? Let's drop some personification on this analogy, shall we? If I had to meet someone new, I don't want to be caught off guard, surprised, or attacked, especially when I'm comfortable. I want to be introduced in a way that meets me where I'm at, not forcing me to change to meet them where they want me to be. Humans don't like change, but if you do it in a way that's smooth and respectful, suddenly new opportunities, new information becomes less of an inconvenience and more of a curiosity, because all of us want to genuinely grow and change. Contextually relevant native advertising itself is already viewed 53% more, and it generates about 18% higher purchase intent. AKA, if your customer is already enjoying themselves, you just gave them another option for another drink on the house. Now, this isn't the only way to fix advertising, by any means, but it's something we can build today. It's the foundational layer of respect and intelligence, crucial preparation for an AI era where user experience will be absolutely paramount. And this approach, this philosophy, is a prime example of what I believe is the next frontier. And what is that? Generative Engine Optimization. Yes, I know, the phrase you're gonna get tired of hearing, but here it is. Here's what's truly heartbreaking to me. What I feel like is almost an intentional oversight. The sheer power and brilliance that Google applied to search, that Meta applied to social connection, and Amazon to shopping, the innovation these companies demonstrate daily in AI research and innovation. Now imagine if that same level of genius was fully unleashed on solving this pervasive user experience crisis. The technology exists, the talent exists, and the business case exists, especially when even the subscription titans are turning to ads to stabilize their revenue. And we stand on the cusp of AI becoming deeply integrated into our daily conversations through chatbots and personal assistants. This oversight becomes even more critical. So we have a choice. We can either replicate the old broken interruptive models and ensure users come to resent these new intimate AI interactions, or build them from the ground up with contextual awareness, genuine value exchange. Instead of just a search engine optimization, which looked backwards at existing content, we need to be laser focused on crafting generative engine optimization, with the goal of making all AI generated content, including these crucial ad transitions, as relevant, contextually aware, and seamlessly integrated as possible. When 47.4% of all web traffic is already done by non-human bots and we're still designing advertising like it's the 1950s interrupt and convince model, we are profoundly misaligned with where technology is, where user expectations are heading, and where the real value lies. There's going to be a major transitioning happening. Humans will no longer trust the screens that are in front of their faces. This is not just happening before AGI or even after AGI. It's happening right now. This is the exact moments where humans stop trusting the screens that they have. And this is a serious problem if you're trying to force feed people advertisements through mechanical manipulation. Almost all of our digital economy is built on this premise right now. We're so dependent upon it because we think it just works. But the data is screaming at us. Click-through rates are below 0.5%, customer acquisition costs are skyrocketing, while conversion rates are plummeting by 6.1% year over year despite a 13.2% increase in spending. Every single year. It doesn't work, and it's becoming worse and worse. So, here's my invitation. Not just to users, but to the brilliant minds at these platform companies who I know are just as frustrated by these systemic inefficiencies themselves, who want their work to give value to our world, not just extract from it. I don't sit here to criticize. I sit here to celebrate that the hope is definitely not lost. We truly do have the opportunity of a lifetime to implement and create amazing amounts of change. Truly astounding levels of change. If we stop trying to impose change on how people naturally think and start welcoming them as they are to grow into a new era. Context-aware transitions aren't just about user happiness. They're about making the entire ecosystem healthier and more profitable for everyone. That $21.6 billion optimization gap, it could become realized value for platforms, advertisers, and users alike. Context-aware advertising transitions aren't just about user happiness. They're about making the entire ecosystem healthier and more profitable for everyone. That $21.6 billion optimization gap, it could become realized value for platforms, advertisers, and users alike. Because this new agricultural age is about being generative, it's where we grow things. Where we grow ideas, and hopefully we grow people to empower them and nurture them so that we can actually create new cities, new ideas, and perhaps even allow us to have enough leisure time to develop a brand new renaissance. So my hope is that this idea and this video can help be the first step to helping us stop experiencing this maze of isolation and psychological torment that we have endured for long enough. This will help us embrace the reality that the era of computers that kept us inside to work can be over, and we can begin to step out beyond a single screen and create something worthy of engaging and empowering human consciousness. Something that serves our highest potential, not our lowest impulses. I want to work on building this future, whether at these companies or alongside them, because the way I see it, it won't be long until we be seeking adventure amongst the stars. So do not be inhibiting people's time, because once we live in a post-scarcity society that everyone likes to oh so willingly and optimistically talk about, then it won't really even matter about these things. Instead, it'll be more important that we do one thing and one thing alone. Make it so that every second is treated with respect, dignity, and mutually beneficial value. Thanks for watching. My name is Trent, and this has been Trent Untangled.